So I want to talk a little bit about busyness because this has been my biggest struggle probably the last maybe the last month, because I've had a lot of changes and I haven't even started school yet, so that's gonna be fun. But everyone is busy. It just in a different way. We all have our different things going on. For some people, it's school. For some, it's work. For some, it's just personal life. And then we have to have time to fit our hobbies in. We have to fit our businesses in. So it's a lot of things to try and balance, which is definitely a struggle. But what I've found is I just look at my priorities, and that's kind of where you want to start. It's not really that hard to fit this business in, but you need to prioritize it. You just have to be conscious of the things that you are prioritizing above your business and make sure that your business is getting in there and that it is one of your main priorities. It's something that I've really been working on lately because I find it's pretty easy to be like, oh, I'm just gonna do it later. Because technically you don't have to work your business. You don't really have to do anything, but if you want the results, you're gonna have to fit it in and make it a priority. And I've noticed I've developed so many habits that fill my time that I can maybe cut out or do differently, and they would waste a lot less time. So if you want your business to grow, it starts with your daily life. So the little things that you do that maybe you could change or make more of a healthy habit. It's super hard at first to try and change these things because you're so used to doing them a certain way, but you definitely can do it. I found that I've been able to push myself in ways that I didn't think I could just by changing my daily habits. You just have to start small, and it leads to a lot of personal growth. I challenge you guys to be conscious of your personal routines. Try it just for one day, and you might be surprised at the things that you do every day that you didn't even know. When you become aware of this, you'll find ways to fit in your business in your day-to-day life. The things that oh, sorry. There's no right way to run your business. What works for you might not work for someone else. So you just have to find the way that it works the best for you. If you use Instagram for your business, just find a few minutes while you're getting ready in the morning to set up your phone and just film whatever you're doing. So your hair or your skincare routine, and that counts as content for your day. It might be that little that you can post that day, but it's planting a seed. People are going to see that and they're going to know that you're using the products. It's literally as easy as that. Don't overthink it, because it's really, really easy to overthink, like, oh, I need to do this and this, and I need to make like a really long IGTV. Really, you can just set up your camera and make an Instagram story, and for that day, that might be what you do. But it's little things that count, and just remember that consistent, messy action is key. That's kind of all I have, but that's what I wanted to share with you guys because it's been really beneficial to me. Yeah, just prioritizing my time and that kind of thing. So I hope that was helpful. I'll pass it on to Kimmie.
Thanks, Kessa. Okay, so what I wanted to share today, I came across something and I was like, oh, that's exactly what I want to share. So it's more like to do with like personal development and just like dreaming big, kind of. So Matthew McConaughey spoke at the University of Houston a couple weeks ago, and just for him speaking, they paid him $130,000 just for him to come and speak for maybe 25-30 minutes. So first of all, I was like, okay, one day I want my words to be just as important as Matthew McConaughey's words are. You know, like one day my words will be worth $130,000, right? And so then he gave some advice. So he gave like 13, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. You've probably seen it like floating around social media, but he just like gave 13 life lessons. And I'm not going to share all of them because I think, first of all, it would take too long. And second of all, you guys can look it up if you're more interested. But a couple of the ones that I wanted to share is, okay, so the first one he said is, or that I wanted to share is, he said, unbelievable is the stupidest word in the dictionary. Because when you use it, right, you're talking about something that like has happened, or like it's believable because you're talking about it, or because it's going to happen. And so they're like, the word unbelievable, like make it happen, right? Believe in yourself enough to make that word happen. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the next one I wanted to share was, go from can to want, right? Because you can do anything, but it's a matter of like, how bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to do it, right? So instead of saying I can, like change it to I want, and then put some action behind that. And then I'm just going to share maybe like 2 more things, but actually there's a couple more. I'm going to share more than 2. So the next one he shared was give your obstacles credit, right? So your obstacles, like, I feel like everyone has obstacles in their lives. Everyone has something that makes it hard to do XYZ, right? Everyone has an obstacle. Give them credit, like it's making you like your drive that much more, because you wouldn't like you have an obstacle and you don't have to choose to face it and to keep going, right? But you're making that decision to overcome that obstacle, and so give it credit. So I thought I liked that.
4.
I thought that was cool. And then 2 more that I'm gonna share is, sorry, I lost it. A roof is a man-made thing. So, right, like a roof sets limits, right? So like instead of seeing like the open sky above you, you're seeing the ceiling or the rooftop. And so don't give yourself those limitations, right? Like the sky's the limit. Don't put a rooftop over your success or over what you want to become, right? Because the sky's the limit. So a rooftop is a man-made thing. So don't put a roof over your success. And then the last one I wanted to share, this one was probably my favorite, but it's define success for yourself. And like this one's huge, right? Because we compare ourselves every single day to other people, right? Like other people in this business or other people. And sometimes like the world shows us like what success is, right? And so like a lot of us see money as success, right? When there's little things that happen every single day that are little successes and that are little wins, right? And so you get to define your own success. Don't let the world tell you what's successful. Don't let anyone else tell you. You get to decide for yourself what you feel is successful to you and for your life, right? Because your life is different than everyone else's life, right? And so what's successful to someone else might not be successful to you, because I can do more than that, right? And so I just wanted to like encourage you guys to think about like what you feel like is successful, and then think if you feel like it's successful or if someone else has like told you or made you think that it's successful. And then after you do these things, I want you guys to really like dig down and figure out what you feel like is successful for you in this business. Okay. And to like, it's going to be different for every single person, right? Because it's just catered to you specifically. Anyway, so I just want you guys to think about what success means to you guys and to write that down and like what's successful to you should want it bad enough that you're not going to go to bed at night until you've done something that's going to get you to that success, right? You want it as bad as you can breathe. You want it as bad as you need to pay your rent. That's how bad you want it. Okay. And for some, I don't know, some people like success means money. Other people, it means a rank. And so I just encourage you guys to figure out what is successful to you and to work every single day towards that thing that you see as success. And that's all I have, Maya.
Love that. My light just went out. I was like, what the heck? Okay, well, we're gonna go without a light now, so let me pull up my notes. So I don't really have anything that is motivational, so thank you guys for the motivational aspect of it. That was awesome, and I love seeing you guys like be the ones who are leading these calls. I remember the first time that I was on my first call that I was leading, I was literally like sweating to death. I was like terrified out of my mind. But since then, obviously, I've grown so much on these calls. And so it's so fun that like we have a few different people who are hosting calls this month. And then obviously we'll just keep filtering through so that everyone has a chance to be able to lead on these calls and share their thoughts. Cause I just feel like everyone has so much to offer this team. So I don't want to be the one that's just like sitting here preaching to you guys all the time. But I love seeing you guys lead, and I know that so many big ranks and so many big accomplishments and so much success is going to come from this year. And so just starting the year off on the right note. But I wanted to talk about social media super, super quick. So I have seen a few different things that I've been doing literally since the beginning of this year. So like the last 11 days basically, that have been really, really big for my business with like bringing people in, getting people interested. So I wanted to share them with you guys, and they're honestly so simple. There are things that like you might have heard before, but just making sure that like you're actually implementing these things, because a lot of these things like I had heard before, but I just totally forgot about it. So if you have a piece of paper out, if you have a notepad, whatever, write these things down. And every time you go to post on social media, or anytime like you're basically anytime you're posting on social media, this is what's gonna apply. This is going to apply to that. So anytime you go to post, look at this list before you go to post. So the number one thing is creating shareable content. So we talk about this all the time, right? When you create shareable content, that's going to up your engagement because people are sharing those things. So mainly what I mean by creating shareable content is if you guys go to the last picture that I posted on my social media, not my last reel or IGTV or whatever, the last picture that I posted, it's the one of right here. If you swipe to the side, I posted a before and after picture on there of my hair. I got over 22 saves and over 10 sends. That is way, 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 way above average. Normally I get like one save and like maybe like 2 people send it. So the reason being is because it was shareable content, right? So this is what Arlandria does, and she was sharing this with us during our leadership retreat in Arizona. And so I implemented it literally the next day, and it basically has blown up. I gained over 40 followers just from that one post. I'm not saying that that's going to happen to you, but you will gain some followers. You're going to start creating more engagement as well. My stories, like who's watching my stories, my story views have gone up like crazy just because all these people are coming to my page. So highly, highly, highly recommend sharing a picture of like, whether that's a before and after picture of your skin, a before and after picture of your hair, or maybe it's not even like a before and after side by side. Maybe it's literally just a picture of like where your hair used to be versus like where your hair is now. If you go to Orlandria's posts on her feed, highly recommend going through after this call, looking at her pictures, and every single one of the pictures that she's posted for like the last, I don't know, like the last 6 months, basically, if you swipe to the side, you'll see that she's posting before and after pictures, or just like a before picture of her hair. If she has like, because obviously her pictures of her hair right now, if she takes like a selfie, her hair's amazing, right? So if she just posts like a before picture, people are sharing those things, right? Like I've shared her pictures on my story. I don't know why I never thought to like do before and afters on my own. But that's something that is like creating shareable content. So people are going to share those to their stories, which is getting you basically out there into the world. So highly recommend starting to implement that. And it doesn't have to be just before and after pictures of your hair. It could literally be like, you could do like a confidence one where it's like, look at me in this picture and like, look how much I've grown. Like you can literally, sometimes in pictures, you can tell that like people have just like grown, if that makes sense. Like they're like glowing, like you can tell that they're more confident or whatever. So maybe that's like kind of like a glow up, like a life glow up that you want to share. Not saying that you have to share this with every single picture that you post, but if you are wanting to like up your engagement, that kind of stuff, that's a great way through creating shareable content. So that's my first one. My second one is engaging with your followers 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after you post. So say I want to post in 15 minutes, okay? I'm going to start engaging with my followers. I'm going to be liking, I'm going to be commenting, I'm going to be responding to stories for 15 minutes straight. Then once I post, I'm going to continue to like, engage, and comment with people. As people are commenting on my picture, I'm literally going to respond ASAP. The way that the algorithm is working right now is in favor of, sorry, I just want to make sure. Okay, whoever that was paused them or muted themselves. Okay, so the algorithm, the way it's working right now is that this is a way to be successful. The algorithm is always changing, but right now it can tell that you're engaging with people. People are going to be engaging back with you, and your posts are going to show up at the top of people's feeds. They're going to show up in the explore page, and your stories are going to start to show up more often as well. So that's something. Basically anytime that you are going to post a photo, try and like block out 30 minutes. So like 15 minutes before, make your post 15 minutes after. And this also kind of counts towards your like 3, 2, 1s as well, because you're engaging with those people, right? So don't just be like, oh my gosh, like I have to post this picture and I have to like engage with people for 30 minutes. Well, like this is a great opportunity for you to create conversations that will interest people in the business or about the products as well. So don't just like think about it like, oh my gosh, like I have to go through my feed and like and comment. Like be very purposeful with your time that you are using engaging with these people. So that's the second one. The third one, this one is so huge. If you didn't listen for any of the other ones, you guys listen right now. Okay, if you don't have an ad up, if you don't have the money to pay for an ad, this is especially for you, okay? Why? Because it's bringing in so many market partner potentials, okay? How many of you guys saw the reel that I posted today? It was like not even that long ago. Like it was like 3 or 4 hours ago. Drop in the chat, drop a 1 if you saw the reel that I posted today. If not, go look at it right now. Okay, a lot of you guys saw the reel I posted. The reel I posted, you guys, was nothing intense. I literally sat on the couch and I pointed and I had words come up and then I made a caption and I had a call to action, okay? I have had 5 people DM me. 5 people DM me saying, hey, I want to learn more. Okay, 5 people in the last 4 hours. And it's not just for that reel. Any of my other reels, my business reels that I posted, where I've, in my caption, I say, DM me, for example, the one that I just posted, I said, DM me money moves to learn more, and I'll chat with you about what I do, basically. 5 people, you guys. That's 5 new people that I'm adding to my funnel. 5 new people just from a reel. So if you guys don't have the money to pay for ads right now, if you don't want to put out an ad, that's totally fine. Focus your energy on reels. Reels are so big, and I think that they're so underrated right now. So if you do nothing with your business but reels, you will see so much success. Obviously, you should definitely be doing other things with your business as well, but reels are so huge. Yeah. Or if Instagram is disabling your ads, that is happening so frequently, which is why it's important to continually be finding other ways to be engaging with people and bring people into your funnel, which is why you should be doing 3-2-1s every single day, making new conversations, engaging with people on your feed, people that you already follow, people who already follow you, and also doing reels, you guys. Okay, I do hashtag my reels, but not very much. Like, not at all. I don't even think I think I did like 5 or 6 hashtags on my last one. You can do, yeah, exactly. Make your own ads with the reel. You can do hashtags. I've tried hashtags. I don't know if they really do anything. I don't know. Reels are so new that like I don't know if you put a hashtag if it's super helpful or not. I just know that reels are blowing up. Like I already have over 3,000 views on that reel.
Wait, I want to add something.
Yeah.
If you do hashtag, it will pop up the top of the hashtag. So like, what's that hashtag that Aspen always uses? The humble hustlers, you know?
Mhm.
If you go and look at humble hustlers, the first post is a reels, always.
Yeah, for sure. For those of you who are like, I've never made a reel, I don't know how to make reels, I found this YouTube video, so this is for you. Go watch it. It's helpful. The biggest thing with reels is like, it's literally just trial and error. Like the more that you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Like my first reel was not as good as the reels that I do now, and that's okay. That's like with anything. Like that's with posting on your story, posting on your Instagram feed, talking to people. Everything in this business is basically like not so much like trial and error, but the more that you do it, the more you're going to grow. I have any tips for someone with a private account? I needed to make mine private for now because of stalking reasons. That's hard. With a private account, you won't be able to like basically get your face out there. The biggest thing that you can do if you do have a private account is engaging with other people by doing 3-2-1s. Yes, let's make it a challenge. Who's gonna post a reel or who's gonna make a reel and post it before Friday? I literally made 4 reels today, you guys, because it's my goal to post 3 reels a week because I'm seeing it blow up my business and I just want to continue to grow. Awesome. Drop in the chat a number 2 if you're going to post a reel this week. Ooh. Love that. I'll also send out like the little YouTube link in the chat as well. Okay, so that was number 3. That was really long, sorry. Oh, biggest thing with reels, I don't know if I emphasize this, but make sure that you're adding a call to action. So like I said, anytime if you go and look at my reels after this call, or if you've seen them, I do a call to action on my business reels. There's ones that like I don't do a call to action, like on like the shaving my face one, I didn't do a call to action because like that would be weird. DM me to get your face shaved. Anyways, so anytime it's like a business reel or any like product reels or anything like that, I literally say in my caption like DM me blank word to get started or to start chatting or whatever. Or sometimes I'll throw it in my reel. Like today I threw it at the end of my reel. I said DM me blank to chat or something like that. I can't even remember what I said. So call to action are so important. So make sure that you're putting that in there. People are afraid to reach out to you in general, but when you make it easy for them, like you literally all they have to type is one word. So successful, you guys. Like I said, I've had 5 people message me. They're in my funnel now. That's 5 new people who weren't who weren't in my funnel before. Very important. Last thing is cleaning up your stories. So what I kind of wanted to talk about with this is like, yes, posting on your stories is important, but when you're posting on your story, it's also important not to just like, yes, it's okay to throw stuff together quickly, but it needs to fit your brand, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying this because I've seen it on other people's stories. I'm literally just talking about it because Orlandria talked about it, and I realized that it's something that I need to work on as well, that my content needs to fit my brand. Sometimes, like, when I'm having a busy day, I'm just like, okay, crap, like, I need to throw this together, and I, like, put it out there, and I'm like, that content doesn't fit my brand. And like, if you're still new to the business and you're still trying to figure out what your brand is, like, that's totally fine. Like, that's awesome. It's great to experiment with different things. But just kind of like, I don't even know how to like put that into better terms, but like, posting is so important, but like, make sure what you're posting has purpose, if that makes sense. Like, if I just like post like a picture of like my PB&J sandwich and I'm like, yeah, like, no one's gonna care about that, right? Like, it's not adding value to people's lives. So I'm not saying like, I don't know how to say this. Like, yes, posting is very important, but also like posting purposefully, if that makes sense. That's basically what I mean by like cleaning up your stories. And I realized once Orlandria said that I was like kind of like just spewing stuff where I'd be like, it'd be like 10 o'clock at night and I'd be like, holy shit, like, I haven't put my face on camera. Like literally just like scrambling to like find something that I could talk about to put my face on camera. And then it was just like kind of like pointless, and like people don't care, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. So, and that was like something I was like, okay, I'm taking my vitamins, and like, that's something that's important to me, is like taking those vitamins, like the healthy aspect of it. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to put a note by these. It's something literally so simple as that. Like, I created all of that stuff in Instagram. I literally just did like little dashes and I put lines out to them. And it's stuff like that. That's like small things that like people are still gaining benefit from, but I'm still sharing my day-to-day life, if that makes sense. Or if you post like a picture of like your avocado toast, maybe you'll say like the ingredients that you put into your avocado toast, right? Like, you did avocados and then you did, I don't know, maybe you did like everything but bagel seasoning. I don't know, just like sharing with people so that way it's like providing value. And the best person that I feel like no, I'm not calling anyone out, Jenna. I promise I'm not calling anyone out. This is literally just something that like I realized that I need to work on, so I thought that I would share it with you guys as well. Orlandria, she's a great person. Obviously, she's the one that shared this, like being purposeful. So if you don't follow her, go and follow her. Unfollow her. Go follow her. Don't unfollow her. And then also, if you don't follow, I think her name is Fiona Marie. We've talked about her on a few different calls. She's from Canada. I'll type her little IG handle. She's awesome. Her stories always fit her brand, and they're always like educational, informational, and they're always so pretty and aesthetically pleasing. And I don't know. Anyways, I just like look up to her so much. So that's basically all I have. So to recap, number 1, create shareable content. Number 2, engage with your followers 15 minutes before you post and 15 minutes after you post. Number 3, creating business reels or like product reels as well that are educational, and then having a call to action at the end. And then number 4 is basically just like keeping your stories on brand, basically. Yeah, like literally I screenshot every single one of her posts. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. And then I click to the next one. I'm like, oh, this is also beautiful, screenshot. Also, this one's beautiful, screenshot. I've started screen recording now because I'm like, I have like 500 screenshots. So I screen record now. That's what I do. If you don't use screen recording, it's amazing. And I just like save them anytime that I think I actually have one of hers on here right now. Yep, literally, here's one of her screen records in case you're wondering. Anyways, I screen record so that I have stuff for like inspiration. So if I'm ever feeling stuck or anything like that, like I don't know what to post on my Instagram stories that will be like educational, helpful, or anything like that, I always go back to my screen recordings and I'm like, you know what? This was awesome. I'm going to take what she said and kind of like put it into my own brand. That's literally all I have. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. This is recorded. I'll put it into our YouTube page. If you have missed any of the calls recently, all of them have been recorded and put into our YouTube page as well. So feel free to go look at those. If you have girls who are on your team who didn't make it to this call, feel free to copy the link to the YouTube page or to the little YouTube video once I send it in, and then send it to them so that way they can, up their Instagram game, get that motivation, starting the week off on the best note possible. So as always, love you guys. I'm here for you. We're all here for each other. Let's make this the best month yet. As hopefully most of you saw in the Girls Who Can chat, January is like a big, not a big month. January is historically a lower month. So if you feel like things are moving slow for you, it's okay. That's how it is for all of us. You're planting seeds, and that's the biggest thing you can possibly do for your business is continue to be consistent because you are planting those seeds. Also, in the Girls Who Can chat, if you missed it this morning, we announced a retreat, the Heart and Hustle retreat. It's going to be in Idaho, and that is going to happen in, I think we said April. Yeah, it's happening in April. To qualify for that, you have to hit AMB Plus in March, which is totally attainable for literally every single person on this call, whether you're a brand new person, whether you've been in the business for a few months. That's totally attainable for all of you, especially if you're working to close your blocks anyways. That should be a goal for all of you, plus more. 2021 is going to be huge, you guys, so just shoot for the biggest goals possible. Don't limit yourself by always being like, you know what, I'm going to hit MMP. No, hit MMB, you guys. Like, shoot for the stars, and if you don't land, what is that saying? Like, if shoot for the something, and if you don't land something, you'll be wow, I'm botching that quote. Anyways, have big goals. Big things are coming. Big things are happening this year. That, hint, that is not going to be the only retreat we have this year. So, just saying, leadership retreat happening later in the year. Anyways, love you guys. Big goals to hit. Stay consistent. You guys are amazing. If you feel stuck, if you feel like what you're doing right now is not working for you, please reach out to either the chat, reach out to me, reach out to your mentor. We'll switch up your strategy so that you can get back on track. Anyways, love you guys. Let's go kill this week and this month.